I'm about to show you a door that's going to mislead everyone. So as you see right here, there's an iron door in front of a wall. Nothing too special, is it? Nothing special indeed.
Hold up.
Yo, what's going on guys? Citrus Plus here coming in with the third episode of It's Complicated. So I think I already introduced to you what happened just at the beginning of the video. It's a misleading door. Or well, at least it looks misleading. So it's not a super anything fancy build over here. It is just a very relatively simple circuit by concept, and the timing is what actually makes it a bit more complicated. But as you see, the timing is very precise. And a little quick disclaimer before we start the video: the method for opening I'll be showing you will be a little bit different. It will not affect the overall build, because the reason I think that I'll show you the other method is because this is a little bit more the design I have right now, which I'll just show you. It's a little bit more resource intensive, so a little bit more resources. So I'll try to make it so you could use it in your survival world. So let me just go back up first. So yeah, as you can see, I'll try to show you. Most of the circuits is underground, but once we start into building, I'll show you first a replica model, which is all the timing and stuff. So before we head into that world, if you haven't subscribed yet, I really think you should do so, and you should also hit that like button. And yeah, share it to your friends and family. And without further ado, let's jump into the building. I've hopped over to the other world where I built all my stuff, and as you can see over here, this is a replica model of the one I just showed you just now. So I have labeled out the circuit as I always do to make sure, to clarify to you guys so you guys don't mix up the circuits. So there's only really 3 parts to it, which I'll explain a little bit more later. But the disclaimer I made earlier is this circuit over here. The system that allows you to get out, it's a little different. Like this is more stable and more consistent, and it allows you to grasp the concept a little easier. The one I made from like at the start of the video, it's a little bit harder to understand how the timing works. So I wanted to make sure you guys actually understand. So I decided to make it a little bit simpler. So yeah, uh, but fret not, you guys can understand what I'm going to be saying, because this is actually a very simple build. And just in case you were wondering what are these on the right, these are the first 2 episodes of the series. Go click on the top right hand corner if you haven't checked it out. And if you like these redstone videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And now we're going over to the left to start building the door. So beforehand, I built a little bit of another replica to show you guys. So what you need for this build, I am going to show you. So first you're going to need some building blocks. So because I want to fit with the theme, I'm going to get some smooth stone. Obviously your basic redstone stuff, so a sticky piston, torches, a button, of course the doors and all that, but the button is just for testing if anything goes wrong, a repeater, comparator, obviously redstone, and then obviously we're going to need some obsidian and some slime blocks. And to make the bouncing system and the underground traveling, you'll need ice. So packed ice or blue ice would work. It doesn't really matter which type of ice as long as they don't melt. I obviously want to use blue ice because it is the most slippery and gives a bit more distance, so a bit more versatile. So now we're going to start. So you can see I dug a hole underneath the door. So this is where the flooring is going to be. So you can put it on the left side or the right hand side. It doesn't really matter. But since the button's on the right hand side, I'm going to start building on the right. So go look for the center block in front of the door, take that out, and 2 blocks to the right. And then underneath this block, on the second block to the right, place 2 pistons facing you, and place 1 piston facing upwards towards you. And then use the same block as the floor, like this. So this would be the activation. So this would basically open and let you fall into the circuit and let you get bounced underneath the ground. So to make this circuit, I'm going to get some wool. So you don't necessarily need to use wool when you build the circuit. It just makes it a little bit easier to understand. So before I'm gonna continue, I'm gonna get all the colors I use in my other build. So just hang on a moment. Alright, so before we do anything, we are going to first place a block behind this piston. Left or right is the same. A redstone on this one. And yeah, and then a repeater behind the piston, like this on 4 ticks. Then remove this block here. Before we continue, we have to go down 5 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on this 5th block, use a slime block instead. So as you see, hold on. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th block will be a slime block. Don't forget to place obsidian on the tops and bottoms, or you can leave air spaces. Just make sure that the blocks are either immovable or there are no blocks, or else just your slime block isn't gonna push. And then so now run the circuit on the obsidian or the empty block that will be here, depending on what you want. Redstone, and then a repeater on 1 tick, redstone, and then connect the 2 circuits together. So this is your flush circuit already finished. It's a very simple one to do. Oh, sorry, my bad. The repeater has to be here. Right, like this. This is how it's supposed to look like. And then now before we continue, we're gonna place the sticky piston behind the slime block. Nothing too new here. Facing towards the slime block, obviously. Now we're going to the button. So behind the button, place redstone here. I'm gonna get some. We don't need a comparator right now. I'm gonna get some red wool just to signal this. Now, these red wool is adjustable, so you don't necessarily have to follow this timing here. If you want it instantaneous, don't use repeaters. But I don't really recommend that because you have to stand perfect. So I'm gonna put a 8-tick delay before we start. Go front one more, and then place redstone and a torch. And now connect the red circuit with the lime circuit, so that is nothing too difficult. Yep, that is done. Now you can replace the flooring here because you're done. And then so if I press the button, it should close. And then it should open. Yep, that is perfect. And then now we're going to place a torch behind the repeater, like so. Behind the repeater, not after, before it. And we're going to switch the circuit colors now. We're going to do purple. The purple will be the slime block circuits. So we're going to line it up like this. Do 12 ticks, so 3 repeaters on 4. And then place a redstone underneath the torch. Like so. That's how you're supposed to build it. And then now you got to place some blue ice on the floor. So I'm going to do some blue ice first. Now, this part is a little bit more customizable. You can choose where you want to get ejected. So I'm going to first put the wall here. Excuse me. So you can kind of imagine where you're going to be coming up. So let's say I choose a spot to eject. I think I'll say I want to be ejected here. So wherever you want to be ejected, dig down 1, place a sticky piston and a slime block. And make sure this block is an obsidian block. And all these are like either air spaces or obsidian. Up and down, so if you were to build blocks around this, make sure it has to be obsidian. Like this, you can leave an airspace here. This will probably be what you want to do, or like leave this column side empty. So about that. So I'm gonna leave it with airspaces, just an obsidian block. So I'm going to go back to the purple wool. My bad. So now you need 19 ticks running into this repeater. I mean not repeater. I mean the sticky piston. So I'm gonna go dig down first. So it doesn't really matter which configuration, it just has to be 19 ticks. So, and another thing to keep note of is that when this sticky piston has to be down when this piston is extended. So basically the output signal of the sticky piston here has to be the same as the output as this sticky piston, so it's also off. So you need 19 ticks, so this is 12, 13, hold on a sec, this will be 14, and then this would be 15, 16, and then 17, 18, 19. Like that. However, you can see that right now the delay seems to be off. You see that the piston is like that. So basically I'll remove the torch like that. this would be also 19 ticks. It doesn't matter how you do it, so we're gonna make sure that it works now. Yep, that's fine. Now here's the hard part. Now the slime block circuit is done, we will have to move on to the comparator circuit. So remember when you use a pulse extender, because right now we're using comparators to do a pulse extender, if you haven't already figured that out, you have to make sure that the signal strength is the maximum. So we're going to use a repeater to enhance the signal back to max. Then we do a comparator out and back, so just one comparator like this, and then loop it back around. And then now we have to go out one more block, so do this and so, and put a torch on the end. And then now we're going to build the second flush system. It's not super difficult. We just have to repeat what we did here. So go down by 2, and we're going to dig this one first. Go up by 1, and place a block here. Oh, hello wandering trader. Oh my god, he responded. Anyways, we continue by, using the blue wool and doing the same by doing that. And then 4 ticks. And then here would be 1 tick. And now we join the circuits together, and you get this. This is what you're gonna get. Now link the torch to the circuit over here. Now before we do anything, we have to make sure this purple circuit, it is 19 ticks. It is crucial for this to be 19 ticks because all the timing revolves around this. So we're gonna count again, ignoring this torch. 1, 2, 3, 7, and then this is 12, so that's 19. Once you confirm this should be 19, you should be done now. And you can now loop around to the back, press this button. Now if it is perfect and you didn't get the timing wrong, this is what you're going to get. If your timing is a little bit off, you're probably going to be launched out the side, or you're going to be like kind of stuck in the middle of the block. So imagine I have a block here, you kind of be in the middle of the block. So that's not what you want. This is the result you want. If you have made any mistake, you can go back and make sure you follow along, because the timing here is crucial, because the blue circuit timing is completely dependent on this purple circuit timing and all the traveling time. So basically now it's done. Your underground door is completely functional. Now the reason I made it a little bit delay is just in case you missed the hole. You still have a little bit of a recovery time to get in there, so as you saw just now, I didn't make it. Yep, I did make it. So I'm going to show you guys how to get out. There's you can do a 2-way, which if you guys are interested, leave it down in the comments section below, and I will extend this clip. I'll make a new one, probably episode 3.5, and teach you guys how to make the 2-way circuit. But don't expect it to be very fast, because it's gonna take time to develop into a simple, easy to conceptualize way. So now we're gonna make an exit path. So there's lots of ways to exit, but I'm just gonna show you the simplest, I think, way that involves well, you can say the least amount of redstone. So we're gonna go find that door block. This will be the door block. Whoops. And then we're gonna have some repeaters running into the door block. So you don't necessarily have to follow the timing here. The timing is a little less strict. Just gotta make sure that the piston here retract faster than the door opens, or else if they do at the same time, you won't have enough time to walk through. So make sure that the piston retracts first, then the door opens. So I'm just gonna put probably like a second worth of delay. Yep, that should be a second. I'm not even gonna use colors here because this is way too simple of a thing. I don't think anybody needs to do that. So I'm just gonna finish this off. This like that. Now the door is open, but don't worry, the torch will be placed here. And that's done. And then now we place block. And imagine probably a wall here or something like this, like that, and then button here. And that's why the second button comes in handy. And done. And yeah. And you have just got yourself a completed doorway. So you press this. And yep, okay, the timing was a little off. Yep, like that. So yep, now you see it works. I'm just gonna delay this a little bit more because yep, why not? Yep, and yeah, you can get in and get out. See, okay, and another thing I like about this design is some of the designs I've seen out there, it requires a high ceiling, or maybe at least like a 3-block ceiling. And the good thing about the design is much more compact. So like you can have a super low 2-block ceiling, so it takes up less space. So imagine this as a bunker. Excuse me, I'm just gonna get some torches because it's a little too dim for my liking. Just gonna put some torches here, here, and here. Yep, okay. But you get the idea. So like you can build this as like a bunker style. So like it is much more tight, and because some of the other designs require you to like press a direction key, so you have to constantly move forward. So once you get bounced up, you go out. I'm gonna demonstrate right now. Now some of the designs I've seen out there, you have to like constantly hold the forward key and all that, and you see that doesn't sometimes work with this design. So you can stand completely still. So let me demonstrate this. I'm going to press the button and let go of my mouse. Yep, as you see, it just works fine. Sometimes this would happen, but because the ceiling is a bit low. If the ceiling is open and like what you just saw happen, it probably means your timing is a bit off, and you have to fix it, and your ceiling cannot be this low. So one more run. As you can see, I'm not touching my mouse. Yep, it just works. So just now what you saw, if that happens with the ceiling low, remember, go back to early in the video, make sure you got the timing just right, or else you won't be able to get out and you kind of be stuck underneath your, little, I guess you can say, traveling circuit. So that about does it for the build. That about does it for the third episode of It's Complicated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and, found this tutorial useful. Since the first 2 episodes, I have received a couple people saying that, oh, I'm kind of confused what you're saying. So I've decided to, build a replica model showing you the redstone circuitry and all that. Because as you see from here, it is a little bit confusing what's going on, and even the first episode was even more confusing. So I tried to keep the confusion down to a minimal. So this time, if you really didn't understand what I said, which I really hope that doesn't happen, you can at least still just see the circuit and just, take a screenshot like this, copy that, and then I'll come down here to let you guys see the purple circuit, take a screenshot, copy that, and take a screenshot, copy this, and you don't necessarily have to understand fully. And I've tried to color code my redstone circuit so you know what I'm doing. And yeah, I really want to lay like a basis for the redstone build because redstone builds are pretty free. You can always improvise or like improve the design or like even expand the design or change it up a bit. But it's always important to build a good foundation, and that is really what I was trying to do throughout the 3 episodes to build a basis for you guys. And you can improve from there as just looking at this, you can now change it to like maybe have a piston that pushes you to the left and right, left, right, left, right, like a zigzag, and then bounce you up, who knows, like somewhere in the middle of here. That also could work, but it's always important to lay a foundation and all that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash the subscribe and like button and share it with your friends and family. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.